Hey, how we doing?
We're doing good. Have you ever thought about politics?
Not a ton, buddy. We're not necessarily in the politics biz, but I appreciate the warm introduction.
I just love because the way you promote our state and talk about the great things that happen in Indiana, it's like you do more for us, for everywhere than any politician I really know. That's what popped in my mind. I mean, you're just everywhere. And so kind of what caught our fancy this week is the great big adventure from Muncie to Indianapolis. And
Via the White River.
Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn on their raft, just drifting across the mighty Mississippi.
I think, Nate, that people underestimate how beautiful White River is. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Well, one, I am definitely going to use the Huckleberry Finn analogy for my camera guy, Will. He is now my Huckleberry Finn for sure. And two, yeah, that is the I would say the question we went out there to answer is the White River misunderstood? Like, you know, you hear all of the history that is pretty tainted around the White River. And I had read an article about like all the updates to infrastructure that had been done by like Citizens Energy and some of these other municipalities to improve the quality of the White River. I believe since 2022 and then finishing up in 2025. And I had the crazy idea. I was like, well, what if we floated this thing, dropping in after the dam in Muncie, and went all the way to Indianapolis and like camped and did the whole thing. And let me tell you, it was a wild journey that absolutely blew my mind.
How long did this take?
So the total trip is 84 miles. We started Monday afternoon in Muncie. We worked with Frank's Paddle Sport Livery out of downtown Indianapolis at like 30th Street in the White River. They were like the whole crew, friends of the White River. We had like Sherpas along the journey with us. They were seriously, me and Huckleberry would not have made it without them. They like helped facilitate all the logistics. They dropped us in, all of us. We had a crew of 9 people that did the whole thing. Dropped us in at Toohey Park in Muncie, Indiana, Monday afternoon. We arrived last night in Indianapolis on Friday. So Monday half day to Friday at like 5 or 6 p.m.
Wow.
How cool is that? What was the most fun? What was was there a scary moment?
I mean, I don't know how, like what do you classify as scary? Like coyotes, like a few.
Yeah.
No, scary, like almost drowning
like
or
snakes
something.
getting into the canoe.
That something happened. Like if somebody fell in the water, it got really scary, or maybe there was a scary animal or
water
scary.
moccasin.
I mean, there were for sure. So yeah, 10 minutes in, there's like snakes. You know, like there's wildlife. It's like kind of scary. I'm not really an outdoorsy guy. Like I camped in my parents' backyard when I was a kid.
Yep.
But I'm not necessarily like Bear Grylls up in this thing. So like, that was a little bit new. Camping, we camped at Canoe Country, which is an outfitter up in Daleville, Indiana. We camped there. We camped just like along, there were places along the river that you're allowed to camp at, and our guides kind of like found us. So we were just like in nature for the longest time I'd ever been in nature. But when you hear like, oh, at night one, I accidentally left my snacks outside of my tent, and for like an hour while I went to the campfire, and I came back and a raccoon had like chewed through my bag and got into my snacks.
Oh my gosh!
Those are
On
called
night one.
Really, you can't
mini
make
bears.
that adversity up.
Wow.
Okay, that's scary.
Well, it seemed like you guys picked the hottest week of the year as well.
no
So how were
kidding.
the conditions? And the river was probably higher with all the rain, right?
So we got really lucky, actually, on like river conditions. So it rained pretty hard up in Delaware County, like Saturday. And so the river had crested and was on its way down when we took off on Monday. And we kind of followed that water level down to Indianapolis. So the water was moving, but not unsafe. So higher river conditions, this is all stuff that I learned. I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you really
We
do.
believe you.
Last week. But we followed the higher river conditions from Monday, I kind of followed it into Noblesville, into downtown. So we had good river flow that helped us with paddling. Because, I mean, our longest day we did like 24 miles. I think that was Tuesday. It was like just paddling for 24 miles.
Wow.
Did you guys train at all? I feel like that's a lot of
Wait a minute. You know who you're talking to, right?
for the rowing, and you're just kind of floating down. I don't know.
Nate's he's already in good shape.
Yeah, well, that was the fun part of it, and why I think people like our content so much is I'll just put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. Like, we don't know anything about the river. We've, like, gone out and, like, had a couple beverages and, like, paddled a little bit here and there, but never actually, like, done the outdoorsy side of things. And so we drop in on Monday, and it's like you're in the thick of it, and you have to figure it out because there's no other way but down the river. And I think that's what people enjoy about it. And why it like relates to people. And if I can do 4.5 days on the White River, like hopefully someone goes out for an afternoon in a tube or an afternoon in a kayak and just like, I don't know, gets a newfound perception of the White River, because rivers have short memories. Like, water is constantly flowing through that. And like, I mean, I saw, I'm not kidding, well over 100 blue heron. I saw 14 or 15 bald eagles from like Marion County to Delaware County. Like, there's a ton of really cool wildlife.
Wow. And you look great in the hat, by the way.
Hey, thank you. Well, they said wide brim hat, you got to protect yourself from the sun.
Dude, you look good.
Man, you look like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
So, Nate, can we talk a little bit about what you do, as long as we have on, and your is it? How do you, we were talking about? Is it get in, or I always say get Indiana?
Yeah. So I started a company called Get Indiana, total company. With that, we have a newsletter that covers the entire state. We have a publication in South Bend. We have one in Fishers that are like a weekly newsletter that comes out and shines positive light, shares positive Hoosier stories. I also host the Get In podcast. So that's my show. Pat is a previous guest.
Yeah.
Go listen to it. It's a heck of a story of what he's done with Sullivan's. But we've had, oh my gosh, athletes. We've had IndyCar, Indy 500 champions. Any Hoosier that's doing something interesting comes on the show. But the whole company's mission really is to share the story of Hoosiers of the state of Indiana, the cool and positive things that are happening around the state, because there's a lot going on in Indiana, but people are just so humble that it's unnatural for them to get online and brag about themselves. So I get to ask them questions and learn about it and brag on them on their behalf.
Now, if you heard me when I started this, it said, the next governor. And that just because the way Nate promotes this state,
it makes you excited to be here.
Yeah,
it really does. I mean, it's really, he has so many cool stories. And if you're not following him, is that what you call it, following?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to make sure it was like anyway breaking a law.
Nope,
if you're not following Nate, you're really missing it. Because you will learn stuff about Indiana. Whether you lived here all your life, you're going to learn something about your own state.
Yeah, and I would also tell you, too, I subscribe to his weekly newsletter. And it's a great way. It focuses on certain parts of the city or town or state that you've never maybe thought about. He tells you about great restaurants and all this stuff. So I would subscribe to that newsletter, too.
And I love how, Nate, at the end of a lot of his interviews, asks his guests what is their favorite hidden gem of Indiana. So, Nate, I'm going to ask you, do you have a hidden gem for us? Because I love that.
Turning the tables.
There we go. Well, one, I always say, so I'm from a small town in northern Indiana, just south of South Bend, called Bourbon. It's like just off of US 31 and US 30. And so we have a hometown dive bar called Journey's End, and it is always my favorite hidden gem. You go in there, it's like the old school pool tables, like good fried bar food, karaoke on Friday nights. Like, we're a town of 1,500 people, and that is the spot. So I always say Journey's End is one of my favorite spots for hidden gems.
Journey's End.
Journey's End in Bourbon, Indiana. Again, it's like a small town, again. But it's that dive bar feel that just is always my favorite to give a shout out.
Nate, I want to tell you how good you are. There's 5 of us here if we count Ethan behind the glass. Every one of us has a smile on our face. That's how good you are.
He is good.
You
man.
guys,
I love
you are far too kind to me. Again, I need to call in for more of these because you guys just make me feel like I'm walking on sunshine. Let's go.
You do
Open
great.
invite.
We're proud you're one of us.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's well said, Patty.
There you go. Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Well, the one hidden gem that I will say, kind of like wrapping out that piece, is I do encourage anyone to give the White River a second chance. I think there's a lot of history with it that I'm not gonna dispute or anything like that. But after spending 4.5 days on the White River and living to tell the tale, I think that it's very misunderstood. I think that there are a lot of people in Indiana, from Delaware County through Hamilton County into Indianapolis, that really, really care about the river and have given it that new life, that second chance, and that are out there working every single day to make it even better than it was yesterday. And so I would say give the White River a second chance, whether you go out on a tube or you go out on a canoe or a kayak. It was a wild experience. I'm not saying do 84 miles and do 5 days, but go out there and spend some time exploring this natural resource because it's incredible.
We need to bring back the WNAP raft race.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is what Nate is
Do you know
calling
about
for.
that, Nate?
no, what is that?
Look
Don't
it
you
up.
really?
You can look that one up because there's a lot of information. It was the WNAP annual raft race that went down White River through Broad Ripple. Started in Broad Ripple, just kind of went a few.
It started at the Landings Apartments, and that would be like 78th and
75th,
Keystone. They're not there any longer. That's where you put in your raft.
And
it was
everyone built their
hundreds
own
and
raft.
Yes, homemade rafts. And then you would just
anything. It
float,
could be anything.
float your way down. It was like, and WNAP was actually on the frequency that we are broadcasting on today. And when I was in high school, that everybody, our world revolved around WNAP. So it is pretty cool. That might be a fun story. Matter of fact, they refired up WNAP online.
They did.
So-
It's an online
Wow.
radio station.
There you go.
Kind of cool.
That's that stretch that goes right by the White River Yacht Club, which I hear is
Yes.
like a multi-year waiting list. I'm gonna have to put myself on the wait list there to become a member at the Yacht Club because that place looks incredible.
It
Dude.
is incredible. You got to know somebody.
You
though,
gotta
to
know
get
somebody.
on
You
the-
wait
on the
for somebody to
list.
die before
No,
you get in there.
I'm telling you, and we know that's where all the deals are made.
That's exactly where they.
The city is run from the yacht club.
Yeah. Well, you need to get in
Wow.
Yep.
I said between breakfast at 49th and Penn at Cafe Patachu there or the White River Yacht Club, like that's where everything goes down.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely.
There's
Nate
a
Spangle
podcast in
has
that.
been our
There's a
guest.
podcast in that one. Get on it, buddy.
there.
Nate,
Thanks,
thanks for
Nate.
spending some time with us. We really appreciate and appreciate you and everything you do for our state.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, Nate Spangle, the podcast, get in. If you are not following it, you are missing it. We're coming right back, 93 WIBC.